He's backed away. Every other runner set to go. And he, like Dawn Mission a few seconds ago, and a couple of the others, have the blindfold put on, but he quickly tossed it off his head there. Poor Toro. Didn't like that at all. And probably now is drinking in the last chance saloon. And he probably knew it as well, because he'd gone in fine. We're ready. And they're off and racing. Jumping away, favourite One Night Thunder in the yellow got an adequate start with bow and arrows away well. Ikari jumped nicely as well towards the inside running rail. These the leaders early, with Analytics racing out wider than those. Analytics is followed through by My Song For You, and on the rail is Cloudy Breeze, who tracks Ikari. 3 from the back is Dawn Mission, and those 2 towards the rear end of the field. Portoro on the rail, and also Sappadine. Those 2 a little adrift, and Dawn Mission's now under a bit of pressure as well. So they race around the top turn with bow and arrows leading up, and now going into second place is Analytics, moving ahead of Ikari in third. 4th place for One Night Thunder. In behind those in 5th, Cloudy Breeze. In 6th is My Song For You, and then Portoro, who's just improving past Dawn Mission. And on the wide outside is Sappadine. Into the straight they come then, and up front, bow and arrows. Ikari trying to rally on the far side. Down the middle of the track is One Night Thunder. It just seems to be hanging slightly. Meanwhile, Cloudy Breeze is plugging on. Weakening away now is Analytics, and none of the others are showing anything late in the day. As they race down inside the final furlong, One Night Thunder draws alongside bow and arrows. Will One Night Thunder go past? Bow and arrows making him fight all the way. One Night Thunder just getting up for a slender victory. One Night Thunder, bow and arrows, they were clear of Ikari back in 3rd place, and then another gap to My Song For You.
A winning debut for One Night Thunder. David Probert, Richard Hannon and Sheikh Mohammed Obeid Al Maktoum back in 2nd. Bow and arrows uses experience for Oliver Searle and Mike Outwater. And 3rd, Ikari, well clear of the rest. And it looked like David Probert was always very confident. He had the runner-up claimed, but the winning distance wasn't particularly strong. The standard wasn't particularly strong in this contest, although I think bow and arrows rated 60 is quite well handicapped off that mark, and certainly had to run out of race in front under £7 claim Oliver Searle. Just quickened it from the 2.5 pole. Just lugging right-handed was our newcomer, but David was keen to give him a winning start without being overly hard on him here. He certainly joined up sides, and perhaps you thought he was going to power clear, but fair play to the runner-up. He's galloped right to the line of the son of Brazen Bow, and certainly capable of picking up a race for Canasway Bloodstock and Mick Atwater. But the race was all about our winner, Tom. Standard probably wasn't particularly strong, but he's had a very nice, easy start to his career.
One Night Thunder wins narrowly, doesn't he, James? And cost 300,000 guineas and has seen off bow and arrows. Well, I would say a fair amount of fuss there, Steve.
A snip at 300,000 guineas. He probably won with a little bit in hand, but look, he's beaten a 60 rated 4-year-old who's given him £16 weight for age. So in terms of form, the form is not worth a light. And the 3rd, who ran well to a point, had actually run like maybe she just needed it, because she looked a threat to bow and arrow furlong and a half out, and she sort of weakened in the final furlong as though the race was slightly needed. My Song For You didn't get into it. The others have shown zilch beforehand. It's hard to believe that bow and arrows has suddenly turned into an 80 horse, isn't it?
Yes.
And
I think he might have run slightly above himself.
So do I.
But I wouldn't say considerably so.
But he's had enough runs. I don't think he's suddenly improved a stone.
No.
And the winner has won a little bit in hand, but unexcited. But they got the job done. The most important thing seems like they've got a well-bred horse with a win. But I wouldn't be rushing to back him to carry a penalty in novice company.
Yeah, as you say, the victory's on the board. Rach, what did you make of it?
Exactly what Steve said. even for me, who tends to be quite enthusiastic. I'd be a bit disappointed. He just switched his lead to his left lead there, and when he does that, he sort of found those extra couple of lengths. I found it quite interesting that David Probert was quite keen to give him a very gentle introduction to the racing game, which is not normally the modus operandi that Richard Hannon gives to his jockeys. It's more the, if you can win, go win. The little bit of greediness he showed, he just had to get a little, David had to ask him a little bit around the turn, the apex of the turn, but that might have been the first turn he's ever seen. And when he went to ask him in the stretch, he just sort of jinked a little bit out to his right, but we've seen a lot worse from much more highly raced horses. I mean, it is just the fact that Bow and Arrows, 4-year-old, 60 rated, the mare in third, 4-year-old, she's giving weight 2 to the winner. I mean, well clear of the rest. The disappointment would have been My Song for You, who actually, she was in there pitching, and then when the top 3 started to break away from the field, absolutely nothing else closed. But you got the job done, 300 grand. He ran, like, in time, further will suit, because there wasn't a lot of turn of foot there, but we said, in the family of Pale Mimosa, nearly caught, 2 miles plus. Obviously, start over 7. This race was here for him. Night of Thunder, you would have think 7 mile would be, and he's shown that's where you want to be. But maybe in time, the dam side stamina might pick up.
He didn't look as though he had a huge amount of pace there, so I think that would suggest that he might become more of a star.
No, I mean, unfortunately for him, he's going to have to run in a novice with a penalty before they can even think about a handicap mark for him, because I'm sure the handicapper will give him an extremely lenient mark off the back of that run.
Yeah.
And then you go run with a penalty, finish like 5th, 6th, not going to be an issue. And then we'll start talking about what race he runs first time in a handicap, because I think he will be extremely well handicapped because of this performance.
Will they be keen to get Bow and Arrow out again? If you're right, and I'm not disagreeing with you, they might have run a little bit better than he's done before.
Well, I think if you're taking Hikari as a yardstick,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say he's probably run a bit
No,
better.
it's a valid point. I agree with you. In which case they might be keen to. Because I don't know what the handicapper will do, but the handicapper might stick him up a few pounds for the very reason you're saying.
Yeah, because when he made his handicap debut, he was off 69.
Yeah.
And then a couple of poorish runs, and then he had a big break, came back, finished 7th, beaten only 4 1/4 lengths, in behind the likes of Sant, Snake, etc., who's been winning around Kempton the last couple of months. So maybe just a little bit of break strength enough. He's a big horse. Strength enough. He might improve. But again, the winner has done well, and Bow and Arrows is going to be a nice handicapper. But respect to Mick Atwater. You try and find these novices because they do tend to come up a bit weak, even if you have to give weight away.
Yeah.
I think he'd be delighted with his horse giving £16 to a horse that cost 300,000 guineas and only just going down. By neck in the end, 11-8 on. One Night Thunder wins, David Probert and Richard Hannon. Second was Bow and Arrows, 9-2. Third was Hikari, 15-2. And the winning time for that 6:30 contest, the Novice Stakes over 7 furlongs, is 1:27.53, 3.93 seconds above standard. That was the second slowest time on the night so far. Right, let's get back to James, who's got the winning jockey.
One Night Thunder makes a winning debut for Richard Hannon and jockey David Probert. It was a slightly strange novice at this time of year. There wasn't much strength and depth form-wise. He was a bit green early on, but it always looked like you were very confident you claimed the runner-up.
Yeah, definitely, like you said, wasn't much depth to the race, but all he could do was do it the way he has done it tonight, and quite green and at times, and liked his attitude the last furlong, so a step up in trip will definitely help and improve.
Yeah, you think stepping him up to mile will probably help him next time, but no, a nice start, and he looked as though he was quite winning under pressure.
Yeah, he was, to be honest with you. Once he really found his legs up the straight, he hit the line really nicely, so he's a promising one for the future.
Good start to his career. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks very much. Cheers.